I'm Scott Allen Miller, and this is my life living in Leon, Nicaragua. Today we're going to do something a little bit different because it is, wait for it, I know you may be surprised, today is Christmas. Yes, it's Christmas 2024, and we're not going to do a normal episode today. There's no need to do a full episode because I know most of you are not going to be watching. If any of you are looking for just daily content about what's going on, I'm going to talk about my day a little bit, but this is a great chance to, one, go spend time with family and friends and do all those holiday things. Go watch my favorite Christmas movies, Holiday Inn and White Christmas, if you need things to watch, or even better, go watch some of my old episodes. I have thousands of episodes. There's plenty to keep you busy. Trust me, if you want to watch one, there is nobody who has seen them all. So go like and subscribe to some old ones, and that would be fantastic. Leave comments on the oldest ones you can watch, and let me know what you think, and that would be a lot of fun for me to come back and discover. But I want to just take a chance to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, all the different holidays. Go celebrate Yuletide and so forth. So we're going to get to my day, what's going on with us on our trip, and everything that we have going on right after the bump. I'm planning on doing a wrap-up episode for the end of the year, so obviously that would be coming up in a week, but I wanted to take this opportunity because we do have a very different audience today, and this would be only my most core community members and viewers and subscribers are going to be watching on Christmas Day or taking the time to watch our Christmas episode. So this is a great opportunity for me to just say how thankful I am for all of you and all of your families and this community that we have and how wonderful this has been. This is only my second time going back to the United States to celebrate Christmas since we moved to Nicaragua a number of years ago, and it's very likely going to be our last time, at least for a very long time. We don't have any plans to return until our children are adults, actually. So now they're older, right? So that's not an incredibly long time, but this is kind of a big emotional time that going back to celebrate Christmas is something that just probably won't happen for a lot of logistical reasons for quite some time. The way that we did traditionally. So this is kind of a emotional year for all of us because, one, our kids are all teenagers now. It's very different than having young kids. There's no more, big traditions so much. We'll be doing some for sure. And today's going to be, this has just always been in my wife's family where we celebrate Christmas. It is a really enormous holiday with days of prep and all kinds of food and very specific family gatherings and events at other times. And we don't do the big church things like a lot of families do, which is surprising. You would kind of expect that. And we have done that in the past, but it's kind of fallen away, and much more of just this group of family gets together on this day, and then at this time of day there's this group of family and then a different one. It's very busy with lots of different things and a very big Christmas morning celebration, which we'll probably be doing at around the time that you guys are watching this, and then we have some cool food stuff, and I'm going to film a little bit, and I filmed some in the past, and actually my #1 video of all time on the channel, closing in on 90,000 views before this Christmas season, is of Christmas at the house. It's just a short that it's in the, you can go look it up, do the sort by most popular, you'll find it. It's not one that people normally watch that are part of my normal audience. It's all random people, but I'm sure it's interesting for you guys as well because it's only a minute long. Anyway, I'm going to do what I can to get some of our Christmas traditions and share it with you guys, and especially because I want to film some because it's the last time that my kids will probably do them where they're not adults. So that's really big. But these past few years, in 2021, I started kind of just filming some of our lives here in Nicaragua because I thought it would be interesting, mostly for my father and for myself and for my kids to be able to go back and see later when things happened, what happened, because they were young enough that when we moved, I think my youngest was 9 or maybe 10 when we actually did the move here. And so those are years that as you get older tend to be kind of fuzzy. Now, my older daughter was, I think, 12 when we did the move. So it's likely that she's going to really remember a lot of the details. But I wanted them to be able to go back and remember what things looked like. Remember, because things change really rapidly here, right? Buildings change, the street changes, the businesses across the way, and all these different things. Like, you just see a lot of really rapid change. And so I thought it would be great to have this kind of, collection of our lives in video so they could be like, oh yeah, we moved and then we did this and then we lived here and then we moved here, and just kind of be able to piece that together. Because I don't have that from my childhood. My father kept a log so he can write it down, but I don't have a video of every place. I can't go look at every single place that we ever were and be like, I remember that. Oh, that brings back all these memories. That's just not practical, but now we can do that. So I was doing that in 2021, and in the first weeks of 2022, we had this. Within the first 3 weeks, we had a really big kind of explosion of people watching the channel, and so the last 3 years, 2022, 23, and wrapping up 2024. One, we haven't missed a single day of making daily episodes, but you guys have essentially all joined the channel during that time. There was only a few hundred of you. I think at the beginning of 2022, we had between 150 to 200, maybe like 180 community members. And now we are well above 11,000. We'll be at 12,000 relatively soon, maybe in the first couple of weeks of the new year. And it's such a huge, vibrant community. And now we're celebrating roughly 1 year of doing weekly live streams. I know what you're going to say. There's a lot of weeks we missed. Absolutely. We can't do it exactly every week, but I had no idea. I was thinking we had done this for like 4 months, and I went back and looked, and it started in January. So all of 2024, we have a relatively regular live stream thing going on, which has been fantastic and really allowed for a lot of engagement with you guys. So this has been just amazing growth from it's clearly not a business. It does not make me money, but it's been so meaningful to see people who clearly appreciate what we're trying to do, and this feels kind of like a mission, right? Like we're here to tell people about a place that needs exposure, and to give so many people information and hope and options that they may not realize they have or don't know how to get information on. And it's been this really meaningful experience to be able to connect people who are looking for maybe a place to visit or live, or communities to connect to, and a place that needs to get the word out and invite people and say, this is a place where you could go, and they need the help, and they need the place to go. And it just, not everyone, right? Some people are just here because it's a cool community, and it's an interesting self-selecting community where we have so much in common, yet the dynamic range of who joins this community. Boy, the trucks are loud suddenly today. I'm recording this a couple days before Christmas, is really amazing. There's also a lot of music pumping as the trucks go down the street, and it can go for 5 minutes. Like, I don't know how loud it is that we hear it for so long, but it has been so meaningful to me to now be reflecting on 3 years of really seriously doing the channel, which I basically consider January 23rd, 2022 is really the day that it was like, okay, now it's a thing, right? And I need to go back and really figure out when we started doing the really dedicated every day, because it actually was in 2021, but right at the end of the year, about the time that we filmed the first episode of This is Nicaragua, which we haven't gotten around to a second one yet, and that's really telling. At the end of 2021, we worked really hard to start this new channel, and then this one took off in a way that was completely not predicted, and I had no plans for, and then we kind of gave up on the other channel, which I'm totally going to go back to, and that's part of my 2025 vision. I've got a lot of things, so we'll talk about that in a second, but it's 3 years connecting with you guys, and we're not going anywhere. This is a growing thing. We love Nicaragua. I said we're going back for Christmas, and my doctor's like, oh, permanently? You're not coming back? We're like, what? No, 2 weeks. I'm like, this is our last planned trip north. Like, we're here. This is where we live. And people are still surprised. Even Nicaraguans are surprised that this is our permanent home. Everybody still thinks we must be temporary. We must be heading off to the next place. But after 4 years of being here, we're more in love with the country and our lives here than ever. And as I always say, it's not right for everyone, but it's important to understand that there are people like us who've come here after sampling a lot of places and really found the right home for us and the right community. And so much of it is how we connect with our local community and our friends here, and the connections that we've made. But we are so happy being here, and we're definitely continuing. So I'm looking forward to a really exciting 2025 with the largest audience that we've ever had, as is normal, right? Audiences don't normally shrink; they tend to grow. I'm really looking forward to what we're going to be doing. We have, at this point, we really have a big enough audience that we can do more interesting things. We can get attention for things and get some access. We know much more of making the show than before. Every year has gotten better. We got way better equipment this year. And of course, so if you're seeing this on the 25th, I'm scheduled to receive the GoPro 13 tomorrow on the 26th. So anything you see right now has been filmed ahead of time, because I've got to get shows done before we travel, or it's just a disaster. So I'm doing really well at that. that. And with this Christmas episode, we're going to be already booked up for about a week ahead of real time. And I'm actually recording this as we're getting ready to head to the quince that we're going to be attending today. But both of my daughters are in the quince. So they had Liesel's quince a year ago, and now both of them are in this one. So it's their first time being in the quince party, if you will. And it's our first time that we get to actually attend like a really large scale quince here. We've done them in the US before, but it's not the same. And so the new GoPro comes tomorrow, but you probably won't see for at least a week anything that's filmed with that. But I'll do filming in Texas. It'll just be delayed a little bit. So all the Texas stuff I'm going to be filming with the GoPro 13, assuming it actually makes it, because that is the only camera that I'm going to have here. I actually don't have an SD card for it, so that's something I need to go order right now because I did not think about that in any way whatsoever. But I do have batteries, loads of new batteries. I have stockpiles of batteries going to New York. We're going from Texas to New York, where we'll be seeing my dad. He already has a Sony ZV-1F, which I'm hoping is going to be good for the channel, and the DJI Pocket 3 is out for delivery right now in New York. So my father should have that in his hands shortly. So once we get to New York, we're gonna have a lot of cameras to play with, new SD cards, new batteries, but this is actually going to be a really interesting trip because I'm traveling without any of my normal cameras. I'm going just with my cell phone and hoping to make the best of it. So that is the current plan for this trip. But yeah, it's very exciting. So in this coming year, not only do we have a bigger audience and more ability to go out and get resources here in the country, we're lined up for a couple really interesting projects already. I have several new cameras, many new lenses, all kinds of stuff that we've built up this year, better software, and just we've learned a lot, right? And I know a lot of that's like technical and boring and not, but I think it's going to lead to, and especially that Pocket 3, the reason that I'm so adamant about getting it is, one, it was a gift by Jillian from the community, thanking me for the help in helping her move down here. But it is our low light camera that's going to allow us to do a lot of new filming, which I mentioned a bit. But I'm really excited about being able to go out to bars and restaurants and events at night and actually get some pretty decent footage and share a whole bunch of Nicaragua at night with you guys, because we get amazing daytime stuff, but so much of Nicaragua happens in the dark because it's a hot country. So people like going out when the sun goes down and everything gets cooler and you're not tanning, you're not burning, you're not sweating nearly as much. And I want to share so many of those experiences. Jimmy is champing at the bit to be able to go out and do some fun filming stuff. So hopefully beyond, he's going to do an appearance in the next couple days, but we're not really going out and doing like a big thing. He just was at a filming that I was doing. But we have a lot of stuff like that we're looking to do. My wife is ready to go travel around the country and see more things and do filming with me. Marcella is currently in the process of going through her treatments. Hopefully she's going to be able to help with filming really soon, but we don't know. So that is one of our concerns. We're going to be sharing information about that as we go. And I've talked to her about making some episodes to talk about the health issues that she is going through and what she needs, what support she needs, what her condition is, what the situation is, and so that you guys can follow along, because she's been doing this kind of silently for the last 6 months and is incredibly ill, and community support will go a long way, even if just sending well wishes and people sending her messages and such. She really appreciates the outpouring of support that she's already gotten, and we really haven't gotten the word out yet. So that's going to be something we're going to be talking about very soon. And hopefully being able to share a lot of medical information as well, because she's been through a lot of hospitals, a lot of different private and public, and moving back and forth, and clinics and testing, and in some ways showing the struggles of healthcare here, and in some ways showing the successes and the effort that the system puts in to taking care of the people. So I think it's a very interesting story, because it's not so often we have medical stories that are like, yes, we went, it was cheap and went well. And this is a big thing that requires research and testing and treatment plans. And it's just different than what we normally are able to talk about. So a lot coming up in 2025. I'm really looking forward to where we're all going to be going together. My quick schedule: I am in Texas until the new year, then almost immediately going to New York, where I will be for about a week. So about a third of the way through January, I will be back in Nicaragua. Hopefully my foot will be getting better. I'm seeing a doctor about it now, and he's not too concerned. He does agree it's probably a tendon having a mild problem. I'm not in huge amounts of pain until I walk in the wrong shoes or something like that. So he's got me on just topical treatments and some hot and cold treatment things, not like ice, just very mild things, and he's hoping that that's all going to be enough that I don't need to do anything more and don't need like steroid injections or anything. I think it's topical steroids, but I'm bad with medicine. I don't know. Anyway, so I just wanted to take a moment to say how thankful I am for all of you, to say how much I'm looking forward to the new year, and wish you and yours from all of us a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Yuletide, Hanukkah, all the things. Go celebrate the winter solstice, and I will see all of you tomorrow.